Ernesto Che Guevara remains a symbol of anti-imperialism and socialism, and is one of the most prominent communists to have lived. The Cuban embassy, alongside its strategic partners, took time to remember Guevara in Pretoria. Guevara once served in Fidel Castro's administration, which espoused the same values. The South African government says this is quite a very special moment between the two nations as they pay homage to this gallant fighter.
An internationalist who fought for the struggles of the people of Cuba and people all around in the Caribbean areas. I mean, this blow-by-blow lecture by Professor Gonzalez, how his remains were discovered in Bolivia and what happened there, is really something that is very emotional. But however, it actually strengthens we are delighted that on the 11th of July they decided to have this lecture in South Africa.
Professor Jorge Gonzalez Peres was appointed by Castro to lead the scientific search. Guevara was captured and assassinated in Bolivia in the 1960s. His remains were eventually found in the early 90s after a search by Peres, who led a team of biologists, geologists, forensic anthropologists and other experts. The Cuban ambassador in South Africa, Enrique Orta Gonzalez, says history is very important.
Well, first, the meaning of this kind of events, first is to have a remembrance of what Ernesto Che Guevara means not only to the Cubans, to the whole world, no? Because his revolutionary feelings for the independence of the countries around the world. But also today we are celebrating the victory of the Cuba that 1 year ago was trying to intend to overcome the system that we, the Cubans, decided to implement in our country. That's why this is a good opportunity to celebrate between all the Cubans and South Africans.
Is Cuba facing a humanitarian crisis? This is how the ambassador responded to this question.
Like any country in the world, is going through many difficulties because of the pandemic, the economic global crisis, all the issues that there, unfortunately, in the whole world and carry on now. But in the case of Cuba, because of our government, which works for the people, the Cubans lived in peace.
The late icon was also a sympathizer of Africa's cause against colonialism, and he may be gone, but his face remains a central symbol of resistance.
We felt it was very important to understand and to get that context in terms of what happened when he died and when his remains were missing for many years, almost 28 years, and eventually when they were discovered. Because South Africa is going through the same thing. There are families currently who still don't know where the remains of their loved ones are.
Gonzalez Peres says Guevara's family was extremely relieved when he finally brought back to Cuba the freedom fighters' remains. The conversation to honor Guevara has been held here at the Freedom Park, one of the revered sites where the freedom fighters who fought against colonialism and apartheid are honored. Khumalo, SABC News, Pretoria.